Hey everyone. Oh my gosh, look at this. I don't have any lights on. We have a full moon for the second day in a row. I don't think there can be a second day in a row, honestly. I don't know, is that how the moon works? It was either today or yesterday was the full moon, but it's still super duper bright. It is awesome. I'm going for a walk now down the beach, and I don't need any lights. This is so cool. Look at this. I did some swimming today and been hanging out in Florida for the past week, and probably gonna stay down here another month or so. The wind is really strong, so I don't know if you can hear me well or not, but I'm gonna go for a little walk and look for creatures like crabs and stuff that sometimes are out, and it's been nice. It's been very hot the past couple days, and amazingly here in Florida, next week the high temperatures are only going to be in the 60s a couple of days, getting down into the upper 40s at night. It's chilly for Florida standards. Sometimes out on the beaches there'll be crabs and stuff. The ocean is extremely violent right now. I think I like it better without having any actually. That setting is actually kind of nice because I can see around a bit. It is so nice out. Ocean's pretty violent. Earlier today I went swimming and it was not as violent. Like, it's hard to get out there, but once you get out there a little ways, the waves aren't tumbling. Once you're out there, you're good. Once you walk out there a little bit, by the edge they can knock you over, but the waves are really big now. And the sand right here is super warm, but water is like a hot tub. I've never been in Florida in November before, and the ocean is very warm from the summer still, and it's colder out, I think, than the water. Last night I went swimming in the middle of the night, and I'll do it again tonight if the ocean calms down a little bit, because that full moon is amazing. I really want to go swimming again, but I want it to calm down a little bit before I do that. I was told that on these nights when the moon is out like this is when sea turtles could be walking on the beach, hatching out of eggs and stuff. I was told not to use like flash photography around them, but it's so bright out. Be a problem. I went walking last night too when conditions were a bit better. It wasn't windy like this. I didn't see anything. I saw a couple crabs, but way fewer creatures than I typically would. So next week will be kind of cool here in Florida, which is awesome. It's actually going to be not sweaty out. I was kind of thinking about getting a permit to go camping in the Everglades. You got to get a permit to go camping out there in the wilderness areas of Florida. Been thinking about it. Kind of nervous about what could be out there though, like alligators and stuff. The Everglades actually has trails, hiking trails and stuff, where you have to walk through water. So I definitely bring my big boots to protect myself against snakes and stuff, but who knows what else could be out there. So I'm hanging out in Florida for like the next month or so while my grandpa's in the hospital, and at least every couple days I go and check in on him, see how he's doing. He's doing a bit better than he was originally. So this right here, this is the southeast coast of Florida. I like the East Coast beaches a lot better. The sand is very fine. The ocean's very rough, and I like that. I like how it kind of throws you around. It's really fun to go out there. On the other side, the Gulf side of Florida, water's always really calm, and for some reason it doesn't seem as warm on that side typically. Oh, that's a crab hole. You startle the crabs, they run down into the little holes they make on the beach. The other side of Florida, the sand isn't always as nice. It's more shelly. Oh, another crab went down in that little hole. I do got my big flashlight with me too. We can give that a try. See, so it doesn't start a fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it shows it's now unlocked. Because this thing gets so hot. Let's try it. That's on low. High. Wow. Don't shine it towards the buildings, but look at the mist. I didn't even notice that without the big light. The mist coming off the building is insane. I remember the last time I was here at the beach, my vehicle had a layer on the windshield of salt. You couldn't even see until I cleaned the windshield just from parking there for a couple nights. Yeah, this works good for looking at the waves. The super bright 100,000 lumen flashlight. No, this is the 200,000. I didn't bring the 100,000. Sometimes I see dead jellyfish, but never been here this time of year. I like being in Florida in November. I found out better. The water's a lot warmer. There's less people because I guess all the snowbirds and winter tourists that come down here for the nice warm weather haven't started yet, since it's not extremely cold up north yet. My area's already had snow. A lot of the nights are below freezing, but the days, they're not below freezing yet. But this time of year seems to be way less creatures out on the beach. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but lost track of myself, that I got startled today. Yeah, I was out there swimming and a very curious great white shark came up to me, and it was longer than I am tall, and it was just curious, and then it swam away. I could see its fin popped out of the water coming over to me. That made me a little nervous, but although they will shut down public beaches for spotting one of those, getting attacked isn't very common. I don't know the exact number, but I know not many people in the past 100 years have actually died from them. But I just calmly got out of the water. I thought that was better than running away from it, like with most animals. Got out of the water for a few hours, then I came back to the beach and it was super windy, and I didn't want to get in there with it being that windy. I don't know if you can tell because there's really no size comparison for the waves, but some of those bigger waves are probably 6 or 8 feet tall, and then the water going back will try to suck you underneath the waves. That's why I don't want to go out there until it calms down a bit. Whoa, look at all the salt coming in. Yeah, the hotel I'm staying at even told me, do not open the doors or windows because of the salt blowing around in the air. And it's not even because it's windy. Even on a regular day, they don't want you opening their windows because all the salt gets in, destroys things. The ocean is actually very high right now. This beach usually has a lot more sand. I think it's because of the full moon. The ocean's very high at the moment. Oh yeah, look, the wave went all the way up in here. But yeah, I think it might also be that it's windy out. The crabs probably don't like that. There's always usually crabs and hermit crabs running around at night. I don't see any of them today. If we get another big wave, it's going to come up here where my feet are. The other day I found a coconut with the outer shell that they usually remove before they sell it in the grocery store. And that's really hard to open those. Trying to block the wind a little bit. I don't know if I'm being successful or not. Not too many creatures. Oh, the sand here is really warm. I can tell the wave came over. Yeah. Tonight, temperature's already down to 65, but it's been about near 90 or slightly below 90 the rest of the week. Water's very warm. It feels like a hot tub. I'm hoping the water stops being so rough so I can go for a little swim. I think this is the first time ever I've been able to actually film without lights of any type. The moon is just so bright, and it actually looks pretty nice. So I'll show you that for a little bit. The camera sees better than me. It's not that bright to the human eye, but the camera has perfect eyesight. Oh, that looks pretty too. I still got my headlamp on low. I forgot. This is completely dark. Same thing basically for what you're seeing now. Beautiful moon. Look at the stars. The stars are beautiful too. Kind of like how in the south the days don't really change. There's only 2 hours in difference of days from winter to summer down here. When up in my area, I think it's 6 or 8. It changes quite a bit. Days get really short. And it's only windy right here. You walk in on the first street over here. It gets blocked by all the trees. This time around, there's been a lot of coconuts on the beach. The last time I was in Florida, I think it was like in February, and you didn't see any then. Maybe this time of year is when they're falling off all the trees. That's what I'm thinking. I was over on the other side of Florida a couple days ago, the Gulf side, and it's amazing how people keep rebuilding their homes when there's like literally 2 feet of elevation from the water to their house. At least some people are smart enough to build them up on stilts this time around, but there's still people building slab houses out there. I don't understand it. There's a ton of vacant high-rises and hotels all over the other side of the state. They've been abandoned for quite a few years. They just left them there. There's a lot of mist and fog, so this light isn't doing as much as I would like it to do. Look at all that coming in here. Look at all that salt coming on in the air. Oh, here we go. Woo! That's so warm, that water. It's like a hot tub. Oh, here's a big one. Woo! And this current's strong. Like, it's not much when you're standing up, but if you're laying down, it'll pull you right back down in there. I was doing that in the daytime hours. It was kind of fun. I also saw them with ships the other day dredging sand way out and pumping it back with pipelines. That was kind of cool to see too. I think I'm going to end the video. And I do think the waves are getting smaller than what I saw a few hours ago, so maybe it'll be good for swimming again soon. That is an impressive moon. I don't think I've ever seen one that's bright enough to film like this without any lights. That is cool. Maybe it's because there's so much water reflecting. Maybe that's why it appears to be brighter than any moon I've seen. That could very well be it. But even looking up at the sky, that's awesome. Had to snap another picture of it. Alright, the water's kind of deep now. Gotta get back. Nothing I'm filming with at the moment is waterproof. None of it. I can already feel a reduction in the wind just since I've been walking the past 16 minutes. I also found that compared to like February or March, hotels are far cheaper because no one's down here this time of year, it seems. Traffic's lighter. Beach traffic's lighter. In the middle of the day, there's no one literally walking around on the beaches like there typically is. Literally, a person walks by every couple minutes. There's not many people here. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.